We're gonna keep doing it.
How are y'all this morning? How was your week? Did you have a good week? Kinda? School? Did you have a good week, Cora? Well, we're gonna talk about a story in the Bible that I bet y'all have heard. Have you ever heard a story about a little boy with 2 fish and 5 loaves of bread? Okay, well, we're gonna talk about that. This was back when Jesus was on earth, going around healing and ministering and preaching to people, and a large crowd of people had gathered around him. It said 5,000 men. That's not counting the women and children. Do we have 5,000 here today? Yeah, that's we don't, do we? But 5,000 is a lot of people, isn't it? So it got late in the day, and Jesus knew that people were going to be getting hungry and be needing something to eat. So he asked his disciple Philip. He said, "Philip, how are we going to feed these people? What are we going to do?" And Philip looked around and said, "Well, there's nothing we can do to feed this many people." But Andrew, one of the other disciples, went around and he found a little boy that had his lunch, and his lunch had 2 fish and 5 loaves of bread. And Andrew brought that back to Jesus and said, "I found a boy that had this." What do you think would have happened if that boy had said, "No, I'm keeping my lunch to myself"?
Eat it.
Well, Jesus would have done something else, but that boy was willing to give his lunch to Andrew, and Andrew took it to Jesus, and Jesus blessed it, and the disciples passed it around in baskets to all those people, and there was so much food that they got 12 baskets back full of food. That's a lot of people to feed, and Jesus blessed that, and it multiplied, and it fed all those people, all because that one little boy was willing. And that's what we need to be, is willing to do whatever God asks us to do, whether it be to talk to one of our friends at school that's maybe having a bad day, or whether it be inviting a friend to church, or helping an older lady with her groceries sometime. We have to be willing, don't we, to share Jesus wherever we are. In our adult Sunday school class, we talked last week about how the world is a dark place, and we're the light. We have to be the light. We have to go out and share with people and be willing. When Jesus asks us to do something, we have to be willing to do it, don't we? Do y'all think y'all can do that this week? Be willing, open your ears and your heart and listen for God as he might be telling you or asking you something that he wants you to do. Can you try to do that? Okay, let's have a prayer. Dear Lord, I love you, and I thank you for this church. I thank you for these ones that are here this morning, these children. Lord, I pray that you will lead them, guide them, direct them, watch over them each and every day, whatever they do at school, at daycare, wherever they are. Lord, I pray that you just wrap your arms around them, Lord, and help them to be listening to you, to speak to them, and help them to be willing, like the little boy was, to share whatever it is that you want them to share. Just go with us through the rest of this service, and we'll give you the praise. In your name I pray. Amen.
Amen.